guys, it's Jasmine. First off, I want to say please ignore my hair. I'm trying to let it fade out so that I can dye it again, and it looks atrocious. And then the second thing that I want to get off my chest is while I was doing my makeup, Lucian was laying beside me and bumping my elbow, so if anything's screwed up, then it's on the table. Okay, so today I'm going to be telling you guys my newborn must-haves and some of my regrets. I don't have too many, but definitely have a lot of must-haves. Lucian just turned 3 months, so he's actually not considered a newborn anymore, which is crazy. He's just my little baby boy. But I'm going to tell you guys some of the things that helped me a lot when he was first born, and some of the things that I just didn't use or didn't like. So yeah, I hope you like this video. Some of the things I probably swear by and some people totally hate, so it's just opinion, but let's get right into it. So my first must-have is a nursing pillow or a boppy pillow, but my nursing pillow was so useful to me when I was first breastfeeding. I wish I brought it to the hospital, but it was just, breastfeeding was like so difficult for me in the beginning, and it was really hard to hold him up to breastfeed, so being able to like rest him on the pillow while he was eating was just so great, and I loved it. I used it for every single feeding when I was breastfeeding him in the beginning. It was just super duper useful, especially if you're new to breastfeeding and you don't know how to do it. I think that it's just like a lot easier and really helpful to have the baby kind of resting, especially because you're really tired. It's kind of hard to hold them up the whole time. So I loved my nursing pillow. I think I have a Jolly Jumper nursing pillow. I think that's the brand. And it just has little birdies on it. Any nursing pillow will do, but I totally love mine. So my second must-have is something that some people totally love and something that some people are like, this is completely useless. But for me, I completely love it, and it is my baby's Wubba Nub. So a Wubba Nub is basically just a pacifier attached to like a little stuffed animal. And some people don't like these because they say, oh, their baby just pulls it out. It's just like in the way. But for me, I really love it because it's especially useful when I have him like swaddled up, ready for bed, or just in the newborn stage. They're not really moving their arms too much. That's probably when it's the most useful, because I will agree that he does sometimes pull it out. But it is great for that because when he's all swaddled up in the bed, if I just give him a pacifier, he stops sucking for a second, and then I have to keep going and giving him the pacifier again every like 10 seconds. But with the Wubba Nub, I just set it up in a position so that if he stops sucking, it'll stay in his mouth. So I love it for that reason, and he loves it. Every time he has it, he holds his little head, or it just looks like he's hugging him. It's so cute, and he just holds it while he's sucking it. So I think that he likes it a lot. But yeah, I love it because the pacifier stays in his mouth rather than falling out. I've found so many positions to like jam that little frog in so that it doesn't fall out of his mouth. And once you get used to it, I never have any problems with it. He occasionally pulls it out of his mouth, but he loves it a lot. My first regret, which isn't really completely a regret, because I did use a changing table a lot in the beginning. The only reason that I think that it's a little bit like useless is because after a while you kind of just change your baby wherever. Like, so I think one of my must-haves would be like a portable change pad, obviously for the diaper bag. But honestly, I just change, if we're in the living room, I just change him in the living room. I just use his little changing pad. The change table was useful though. We used it a lot in the beginning, and I think it will be more useful when he's using his room. So it's not completely useless. It's just that a change pad, I would say, is very useful. So my third must-have is the Swaddle Me. So basically the Swaddle Me is like a swaddle, but it has little Velcro that you do up. And I like these more than swaddle blankets for when my baby is sleeping, because I have an extremely strong baby and he can easily break out of the swaddle blankets. Like, no matter how like swaddled up I have him, he gets those arms out somehow. But with the Swaddle Me, like with the Velcro, he can't break out of those. I mean, he's done it occasionally, like once or twice. He must have been really fighting it. But I love the Swaddle Me. He uses it every night because he doesn't get out of it, and he likes to wake himself up a lot by grabbing his face. So the Swaddle Me is definitely very useful. So I guess that one of my regrets would be buying so many swaddles, because while they actually probably are useful for some people, for me, he just didn't use them that much. just because he could break out of them. Like, he did use them when he was like very new, like in the first 2 weeks, but then after that his arms were out like every time. So my fourth must-have for my newborn baby is the Boon Soak bathtub. So I used 2 more bathtubs before I found this one. I used the Angel Care insert, that's just a seat that goes in the tub, and then I used, I think it was a Fisher Price bath. It's blue, and then it has like the little mesh insert. He hated the seat that goes in the tub, like the Angel Care one, just because he's so little. I think he felt like so open. And then the mesh insert one was okay, but it like scrunched him up a lot, so it was like hard to like clean crevices and stuff like that. But he loves the Boon Soak bathtub. As soon as we started using this, it was like a game changer for bath time. He started loving bath time so much. He's like free to splash around, and like even in the newborn stage it's perfect because there's a newborn seat, and then you can flip it around for when they're a bit bigger and then completely take it out for when they're too big for it. I just love it so much. Like when he was a newborn and not really moving around that much, he just loved it, just sitting there, still being in the water, like not held up by the mesh thing, but not too out in the open. And it's the perfect bathtub. I love it so much. So my next must-have would be sleepers, specifically button-up sleepers, because when you need to change a diaper in the middle of the night, when it's a zipper, you have to kind of open them all up and get them like cold. But with the button-up sleepers, you can just undo the bottom and then change the diaper and then just do it back up. And I would say that I love sleepers so much because in the first like few months of their life, you just want them to be cozy and comfy and all snug, and when they're in the like other clothes, like fancy clothes, you just know they're not comfy. So I guess that would be my regret, buying little fancy, like buying little outfits. So he has worn outfits a few times, but it's only on like occasions, like to my prom and to my graduation he wore like a little button-up kind of thing. But other than that, he lives in sleepers all the time, and I think that getting like too many little outfits for when they're little is just kind of a waste of money, because you just want them to be comfy and cozy, and I feel like just in outfits they're not living up to their cozy potential. So my next must-have for newborn is white noise. Now even like a white noise machine obviously works, just some sort of white noise. We actually use a fan because it circulates the air and then it doubles as a white noise machine. So it's perfect, but I think that white noise is like essential for a newborn because it, first of all, it helps them get to sleep and reminds them of the womb, but also you don't have to worry about being so quiet when you're like out in the living room or something just talking, because they won't hear you as well and they won't be so prone to waking up, whereas if it was silent they'd probably need it to be silent. So I would say that white noise is definitely a must-have for me. So my next newborn must-have is a video baby monitor. We actually don't have one anymore, we lost it in the fire, but we did have the Motorola video baby monitor, and I say that this is definitely a must-have, especially with your first baby, because every single noise Lucian makes, I'm like, I have to check on him. Like, I get paranoid just because I'm so afraid that anything will happen to him. So basically every noise I'm like, what was that? But if you have a baby monitor, it saves you so much time, like the video baby monitor, because you don't actually like have to go check on them, risk waking them up. With the baby video monitor, you just check on the screen and then you're like, oh, they're fine. So I think that a video baby monitor is super useful. We do have the sound baby monitor now. I would love to get the video baby monitor back because I still have a tendency of checking on him every time he makes a movement or a noise, which I know I shouldn't do because he's just making his little sleep noises, but I'm a concerned mother. So I think that the video baby monitor is super awesome. So my next newborn item, my next regret would be hooded towels. Now, while these are super cute to take pictures in and stuff when they're little, they're so tiny, and I feel like babies are chilly after the bath because their bath was so warm, and then they come out into like the air, and I don't know, I feel like the hooded towels are too thin and not big enough. Like, your baby's probably better off just in a super big towel, so then you can wrap them up and they're gonna be all warm and cozy, and you're not risking them being like exposed at all. So I would say that I I still have hooded towels. I like them. They're super cute and stuff, but I wouldn't waste too much money on them. I would just invest in just bigger, like, adult type towels, I guess. Because it'll just make your baby warmer and cozier. Although hooded towels are really cute and I still kind of love them, I just wouldn't spend too much money on them. Maybe a little bit of money. So my next newborn must-have is a rocking bassinet. So Lucian's bassinet, actually you can rock it back and forth. His old bassinet you couldn't, and I like this one so much better because if he's kind of waking up in the middle of the night, you just give him a little rock and then he's just back to sleep right away. Whereas if I didn't have that before, he would just keep like tossing and turning and then eventually wake up. But I think that the rocking bassinet is so useful. It is the Fisher Price bassinet. It's the first bassinet that came up when I searched bassinets on Amazon, and I was like, oh, perfect. So my final newborn must-have is pretty self-explanatory for most newborns, I would say, but it is definitely a baby swing. And when I say that, I mean like a good, like a full-on swing. I've never used the Mamaru, but I'm not like gonna bash it or anything, but I've heard people that say that it's not fast enough, or like it's just like too slow to soothe their baby, because babies like a lot of motion. So I would just say get a swing that like really swings like a lot, because my swing has settings. It goes up to 6 and we usually leave it on 3 because that's still like a pretty good swing. Oh, I hear Lucian. So Lucian's in here now for the last little bit of this video, so if you hear any little baby noises, that would be him. Hi, Baba. But yeah, I was talking about the swing. So yeah, I just say get a swing, because honestly, Lucian's number one. He's smiling at me over there. Lucian gets to sleep the easiest in the car because of the constant motion, and then I would say that his swing is probably the second easiest way to get him to sleep, just because he loves the motion. So my must-have would just definitely be a baby swing. Do you want to join me for the end of this video, bug? Well, that is the end of my newborn must-have and regrets. I didn't have too many regrets, like I said, but all the things that I mentioned I truly love, and I wouldn't have said them if I didn't love them. What are you looking at, silly goose? That's the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know some of your newborn must-haves and regrets below, or if you really liked or hated any of the things that I said, let me know. Sorry. If you liked the video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. My social media links are in the description below, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another new video. Bye, guys. Bye guys. Goodbye. See you tomorrow with another new